California is a beautiful state. The mountains, the ocean, the desert. Its entertainment, its agriculture, and high-tech output, the envy of the world. And California, it seems to have it all. I first came here 30 years ago as a college student and thought, wow, people actually live like this? This is paradise. But let's face it, the Golden State has changed a lot over the past 3 decades. And a lot of that change, frankly, has been for the worse. And a lot of it has been caused by disastrous liberal policies. Taxes have gone up and up. Regulations have stifled small business creation. Illegal immigration has exploded here. Jerry Brown called California a sanctuary state. Electricity prices are climbing because of stupid government mandates. The mandatory $15 minimum wage is hurting low-income workers because more retailers are now moving to automation to save the money. And we've seen a major squeeze on California's middle class as the number of working poor is growing. California's public pension systems are about $200 billion in the red. Oh, and while homelessness nationwide is declining, it's up here by 3%. By the way, sheltering and caring for the homeless costs taxpayers an estimated $80,000 per person per year. In fact, it's so bad that some of the major cities like San Francisco, Sacramento, and right here in the Los Angeles area now have what they call permanent tent cities or encampments. And it's all the homeless. Like this one that popped up not far from some of the wealthiest zip codes in the country.
Do you think that the problem of homelessness has gotten worse over the past 5 years in Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's worse. It's gotten worse. There's so much people out of a home.
They keep growing and growing. Like I'll notice them in different spots, not just here. You know what I mean? Like this is one of the bigger ones, and then Skid Row. But there's little spots alongside all the freeway entrances.
Do you think that the city government here cares?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they would rather make us disappear than to be near that building over there, which is City Hall.
The city government in Los Angeles is all Democrats. Do you think, and they haven't done anything? Do you think it's time for a change?
Yeah, and it's sad because I'm also a Democrat too. I'm also a Democrat, and it's a shame. I'm shameful of these people that they're treating us like this. I've even contacted a lot of the senators about the situation down here, and all I get is that we'll get back with you. And as a fellow Democrat, I think they need to really look at what's going on, because I even told them I'm a Democrat and I voted for them. So why do I have to wait this long?
City governments failed you.
Yeah.
And the city government's run by which party?
The Democrats, of course.
Amazing. Well, it has been run by Democrats, basically a supermajority Democrat state. This beautiful, gorgeous, amazing place has been brutalized by decades of liberal policies. Of course, the sanctuary status, high taxation, crippling environmental regulations. Liberalism has ruined a once idyllic state in many ways. Now, there's an exodus out of California, and while the population continues to re-elect wave after wave of liberal leaders that only compound the state's crisis. Joining us now with reaction from Los Angeles is Shirley Husar, who's the CEO of Urban Game Changers, an urban community activist group, along with Clay Kane, a Democratic activist. Clay and Shirley, great to see both of you. Clay, let's start with you. Why is this working, Democratic policies in Los Angeles? Just focus on L.A. for a moment. We won't go up to the problems in San Francisco. But you heard from the homeless people in that piece that it's gotten worse under Democrat leadership. They're living in the tents.
Well, Laura, listen, I have been homeless. I was homeless as a teenager, so this is a very personal story to me. But I think it really minimizes the story to just look at just Democrats. I mean, when you look back at this goes back to the early 1980s. It's a very complicated issue. You have drug addiction that was never dealt with. To say that, oh, this is just a Democratic issue would be like blaming a state like Mississippi, which is the poorest state in the country, on Republicans because it's a red state. I think it's unfair to do, and it minimizes the true horror that people go through who are homeless. I can relate to this.
Shirley, the issue of illegal immigration, which we didn't delve into much in this piece, but from the time that I've walked those same tents, there's a lot of illegal immigrants who are homeless as well. They come here, they try to get jobs, sometimes they can't find jobs, and they don't have any sponsors or families to live with. And so they live among the homeless. That is also a big problem for this state of California. And you've spent enormous amount of time in these permanent encampments.
Yes, absolutely. I tell you, Laura, the infrastructure of California is being destroyed, is being demised by Jerry Brown, Kevin DeLeon, and Eric Garcetti. They have personally instructed the police officers not to enforce law, to allow the illegal immigrants to do so much, to cause so much damage to the homelessness. Look, we've had money in this state. You're talking about a state that you can't compare this to Mississippi. Come on, Clay. Let's get real. California, at one point, we were the 5th largest economy in the world. We're still in the top 10. So you have a state that's in the top 10 of the economy, and yet, no, let me finish, because of the financial issues that are going on in this state, there's a misappropriation of funds. We have hepatitis A. We have measles going on. We have Laramie disease that just happened over at Disneyland. We have San Diego that just spent $2 million towards sanitation of the homelessness. The homelessness in California is disrupted because of the illegal immigration and the misappropriation of movement of money within the state. Democrats have failed this state, and they continue to fail this state. They're destructive with their governmental programs that filtrate within their pockets, that have killed our community.
Shirley, with all due respect,
Clay?
according to your bio, Shirley, according to your bio, you worked for Governor Schwarzenegger, who was a Republican and put California in actual bankruptcy. So, I mean, it's not just Democrats. I mean, that was somebody that you actually worked for. And there has been no documentation, no proof that anybody is homeless because of undocumented workers. I wasn't homeless because of undocumented workers. I was homeless because of rents were too high. My mother didn't have access to good health care. My mother didn't have access to good education. It was not because of undocumented workers. And for you to say that it is scapegoating, it's offensive, and you know there is no one who is homeless because of an undocumented worker. That is ridiculous.
Oh, that is not true.
Yeah,
There's so many people that are undocumented that have killed us there. We have 6% black people left in California.
You guys, we're going to have you both back because this is a ridiculous amount of short time for this. I think what Shirley was trying to say, though, is as long as we have a single American homeless, a veteran homeless, a family homeless living on the streets, why are we bringing in more problems? I think that's what she was saying. Not that illegal immigrants.
We don't need that.
I totally disagree. That a scapegoat is a smokescreen, and it's offensive, Shirley.
So
you know
we should bring in. So wait, guys. Stop. So what Clay is saying is that we should bring in more indigent people.
I'm not saying that, Laura,
so we can,
and you know
they can
that.
have them
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's
people.
different policies you can create. To blame on undocumented workers is passing the buck, and it's offensive.
We're not blaming it on them. We're blaming it on the government. I'm not blaming it on the illegal immigrants.
You are.
Yeah,
guys, we're out of time. We're out of time.
And they have no infrastructure that's helping. You are wrong.
I think.
I'll see you next time, Shirley. And I hope you enjoy working for Governor Schwarzenegger, who put California in bankruptcy.
We'll continue this.
I was an appointee.
He put California in bankruptcy.
Guys, I'm going to have to buy a vowel. We're going to have to just get. Okay, we're going to have to cut your mics.